about to start. All righty. Hello, hello. I am here with the world's number one motivational speaker, also looking like my little brother, the great Mr. Les Brown. Les Brown, how are you today, sir?
I'm blessed and highly favored, better than good, better than most, and sometimes even better than that.
Yeah, yes, indeed. And we are here in Austin, Texas. You are receiving today the highest award from the National Speakers Association, the Influence Award. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel?
It's a very good feeling. I'm blushing, but you can't see it right now. It's a very good feeling, and I was just reflecting on where I came from to be in this place at this point in time. But it also, to me, I feel that I'm so glad that I made a choice to take a chance on myself. And I'm encouraging people who are watching, take a chance on you. For a long time, I didn't believe the life that I'm living now was available to me. I was being logical and practical and realistic. I don't have a college education, and I was labeled educable, mentally retarded in school, failed twice, and no corporate experience. And I didn't believe that I could develop an impact and a message that people would want to hire me to come in to transform their staff and their team or to motivate their organization. But I put in the work to help to develop myself, because we teach you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. And at 81, I'm still hungry.
Yes, and I like to say about you, Dad, you are an 81-year-old, but you work like an 18-year-old. You're so hungry. We're talking with the heads of the event, and they said, oh, we love how he's so humble. I said, not only is he humble, he's hungry. He's dressed and ready already. So when you talk about what you didn't have, a college education, major endorsements, money starting out, the one thing that you did have was hunger.
Yes.
And that hunger is getting you the Influence Award. It's the top award. You know who else has received this award?
Who?
Zig Ziglar.
Yes.
One of your favorites.
Absolutely.
Right. And also the great Jim Rohn.
Oh, absolutely. I shared the stage with both of them. And many of my former colleagues. One of the things that I believe right now, this place where we are historically, that we have a vacuum to develop new voices. That's one of the reasons why I'm putting in the effort, and fortunate to you, and I'm very blessed to have Les Brown Jr. as my son, because he's created a program called Hungry to Speak, and teaching the masses how to begin to amplify their expertise, their movement, or something they believe in, and to develop their voice and their story to transform lives individually and collectively. And I want to just thank you for the work that you're doing, because it's about legacy. It's about passing the baton. And I'm so excited and I'm proud to have you as my son to do that.
Thank you, Daddy. The check is in the mail.
Okay.
But there's something that we used to always say to each other before you went on stage, even before I started to go on stage with you, and it was, make me proud.
Yeah.
And I just want to say how proud I am of the impact that you've made. And this particular award is about people who have made a global impact and uplifted humanity. And I'm curious, what are your thoughts about humanity? We know there's been a lot of turmoil, some political, some in society, people struggling to get on their feet. What's your unique perspective and how you see the human spirit and humanity?
Well, one of the things that we have to stand on, the knowing that adversity introduces a man or woman to themselves. You know, Viktor Frankl, in his book called Man's Search for Meaning, he said, in life, you're either in a problem or just left one or headed toward one. It's a part of the process.
I just left one. Yeah, I don't want to head towards one.
So this place where we are, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass. And what we must be perpetually optimistic about that, knowing that where we are right now, we're not setting up camp to be here. And some blessings are going to come out of this. Every time you're faced with a challenge, on the other side of that challenge, that rejection, that failure, that setback is the next greatest version of yourself.
Well, I just hope the next greatest version of myself looks as handsome as you over here when I turn
Oh,
81.
behave.
So we're here. I'm just curious. At 81 years old, you've seen a lot and you've talked to a lot of people. When you think about one of the stories that stand out to you of someone who's overcome a lot, and how your voice has helped. And tell me one of the stories that stands out to you.
A friend of mine who she went through, I think, perhaps the most tragic experience that a person can go through, that she lost her son and she was at the hospital and her former husband had committed suicide and also took the life of their son. And she was in the hospital at the time the breathing machine stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And I was among a few friends who knew her and was there to support her. I remember her saying something when a lady asked, "Do you want me to pray for you?" when she fainted. And she said, "No, I just want to breathe. I just want to breathe." And just thinking about that there are people going through stuff that there are no words that can express what it's like, and they just want to breathe. And so my goal and objective, that when I go to sleep at night, that because of the work that I've been doing and what you're doing, that someone's able to breathe easier and be able to handle life as it comes at them. And now she's doing very well. Dawn, who's a very good friend, and still changing lives.
Wow. You picked the story out of my mind. That's the one I was thinking of. Is what you are. You aren't just a motivator when you're on stage. You're even more powerful behind the scenes. How do you motivate people over the phone? What if someone's tuning in right now and they have people who are dealing with sickness, dealing with financial setbacks? Talk about how do you motivate people over the phone?
Well, when we're talking with people over the phone and we're not face to face, your style of communication is very important. The questions that you ask, but most importantly, to strategically take them to a place in themselves that they can't go by themselves, by how you communicate with them and create an experience where they become self-persuaded, to become distracted by the narrative that's going on in their mind and begin to buy into the vision that you see for them. Because sometimes in order for a person to get from where they are now to where they want to go, they have to believe in somebody's belief in them until their belief kicks in. And so when you're on the phone speaking with power, feeling, and conviction, you can ignite the inner conviction within that person that says, "I think I can make it now," because they're holding on to the fact that you believe in them and you see it for them until they can see it for themselves.
Can I have your autograph?
Yes.
And your DNA?
Yeah.
Fantastic. If you're tuning in, if you're loving this, okay, we can make it in the comment section. We'll put make it. Put make it. Here's my question, Dad. A lot of people, when they're starting out, as you once had to, you didn't always have over 50 years of experience.
No.
Sometimes they deal with this thing called imposter syndrome. I've never heard you use those words before.
No.
What does that mean to you?
I think that when you're doing something that in alignment with who you are, a job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. A calling is something that you love so much that you do it for nothing. I gave hundreds of speeches before I was ever paid to speak. And that you love it so much you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it. Find something that resonates with who you are and make a decision that you're going to master it, that you're going to do it so well. This position that you're taking with the message from your life, that there are people who need that message that's got your name on them. And you work continuously to master that. Abraham Lincoln said, if I had 6 hours to chop a tree down, he said, I'll spend 3 hours sharpening my axe. The speakers that are going to become successful are the ones who continue to sharpen their axe, to cut through the challenges they're going to face in this thing called life, and keep moving forward, continue to grow and to increase their level of creativity and their sharpness and never stop learning.
I love that. There's a quote that says, "Few minds wear out, more rust out."
Yes, absolutely. That's right.
Because they aren't being used.
Yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it.
You don't use it, you lose it. And when we look at your impact over the personal development industry, the people that you've personally mentored, like Dr. Miles Monroe, right? Who's
Yes.
one of your most successful students. And we look at even some of the greats. Let me ask you this question. What made you think that your voice could make a difference in the beginning?
I'm so glad you asked me that because you triggered a thought that I had forgotten about. I had a friend of mine who called me and she said, "I'm upset with you." And I said, "Why?" She said, "I was going through a tough time and you never said anything to me. And somebody gave me a cassette tape of yours and it changed my life. Why didn't you tell me about this part of you that I didn't know?" And I said, "I didn't think you'd listen to me." Because familiarity breeds contempt. That there are people who because they know you, they can't forget their history with you. And therefore you are minimized in terms of the impact that you have with them. I didn't think that she would be able to hear it from me, but because somebody gave it to her, she was able to be objective and be able to get the benefit from it. I was born in Miami. I've only been invited to speak in Miami probably one time. And in Miami and Liberty City, never in Liberty City. And I was a state representative and community activist in Columbus, Ohio. And I've only been invited to speak there only one time out of 54 years of speaking. And the greatest impact in my life has been in Miami and in Columbus, Ohio. And so there are people who, because they know you, they can't step away from what they know about you. I remember a guy said to me when I spoke in Orlando, he came out Covington. I went to school with him. He said, "I can't believe it's you." And I said, "Hey, the dude that you knew doesn't live here anymore. He's gone. It's a new person here." You know, Paul said, "I must die daily." We must die daily to who we are now to give birth to who we were chosen to become. And when you think about Peter Drucker, he said, we must unlearn, learn, and relearn. Unlearn the things that we now know because they won't be able to help us to become successful in this new space where we are. And to relearn the new strategies of what it takes for us to navigate this new place and to be able to control our destiny and to continue to evolve and develop the next greatest version of ourselves.
I love that. I love that. Let's take a moment to acknowledge some of the lives that you've touched in the audience. We've got someone here that says, "This man changed my life." Corin Bryant, look at him. He's buff now. Say hi to Corin Bryant.
Hey, don't make me take my shirt off, okay? Don't make me go there. Because,
Please.
I mean, yes. No,
Daddy,
I got some muscles too.
Daddy, hold on a second. He has a six-pack, not a keg, okay? So, listen.
No, he didn't go there.
All right, he said, "I mean it. I stopped drinking. I lost a ton of weight. I changed my career." Corey Brighton, tell him there's greatness in him, Dad.
Corey, you got greatness in you, and I'm coming for you, my brother.
Fantastic. We're going to say hi. So, Miss Wadaya says, "Congratulations, Les. You deserve it." Say hi to Miss Wadaya.
Hello, Miss Wadaya. I want you to know that you have something special. You got greatness in you. You were born and preserved for such a time as this.
Fantastic. And so right now, if you're tuning in, please let us know where you are in the world, because this is a global movement. And right now in the US, over $140 billion are being spent on training employees. And most speakers don't have the experience with the corporate audiences that you do. Speak a little bit about that.
When I started out, my goal was to speak to change lives. The speakers today, primarily, they speak to sell. I believe if you have a signature message that you're known for, that you transform lives, you'll create a demand for yourself, like I did. I've spoken for AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, IBM, Xerox, $1 Million Round Table, because I focus on changing lives. But the focus now by most speakers, they're thinking about how can I get that 3% of the audience to buy my products? And I believe that if you focus on how you can create an experience that will help to a person change their self-identity. Knowledge informs, but wisdom transforms. That the experience of transforming people's lives, that's going to be able to allow you to impact people. The word of mouth goes out. I've reached over 3 billion people by focusing on not speaking to sell, but speaking to sell people on themselves, that they have greatness in them. And that you hearing that over and over and over again, at some point you buy into it.
Yes, I love it. When your grandson, Honor, was born, I was there. And right after I cut the umbilical cord, the first words that he ever heard were, "There's greatness in you."
Come on now. Yeah.
And one of the things
and he's manifesting that. I'm so proud of him.
He is manifesting that. And one of the things that stand out for me is watching different transformations that happen in you. And one big transformation that we need to address here, as you are getting your influencer award from the National Speakers Association, is most of your life, you did not know who your birth parents were.
No.
You were a teenager.
I think it's about 3 or 4 years now since your
let me set it up
brother.
for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Since my brother Calvin, and we did the 23andMe, and we discovered some family members. And then in the research, we found your mother and my grandmother and your grandmother, my great grandmother.
Right.
And she was a speaker and presenter, and they said that she had the hunger to learn.
Yes.
If
she and Mary McLeod Bethune spoke together as well.
Yes. If you had Mrs. Mamie Brown and your birth mother in the front row today.
Oh boy.
To witness you get this award.
I believe they're with me now. Every time I speak. The first time I spoke out of Florida in Atlanta, Dr. Barbara King, Hillside Spiritual Center, we both were trained by Dr. Johnny Coleman. A niece that I met said, I went to church with Auntie Dorothy. My mother's name was Dorothy Bell Rucker. And she said, the whole time that you spoke, she said, that's my boy. I thought she was agreeing with you, Uncle Les. But then I later found out when we got back to the car, she was saying, that's my boy. That she was letting me know, that's my baby speaking. And I always wondered, did she know what happened to me and my brother? And she did. She was into self-development as well. And I met 2 brothers, as you know, that I did not know I had. And so you always wonder, I believe, when you're a foster kid, because we were conceived in Gainesville, Georgia, but she went down to Miami to give birth to Wesley and I and put us in foster care. And Mrs. Mamie Brown took us in. I always say God took me out of my biological mother's womb and placed me in the heart of my adopted mother. They're coming for me to get ready to speak. So
we have to land this plane.
Yes, we're gonna land this plane.
And you too cute to ugly cry right now. So we're gonna Mr. Les Brown has to give the award, to receive the award. Thank you so much for tuning in. And that's our story, and we're sticking to it. Bye for now.